Mars, the red planet. What exactly is going on there? Well, we are sending probes to Mars all the time. It takes a while to get there, and at the moment, the latest is the Phoenix lander. Now, it's a Martian probe that's actually going to take a sample out of the soil on Mars. Now, we have a lot of rovers on Mars as well, Opportunity and Spirit, little rovers that are zipping around looking at the landscape of Mars. And how we get things to Mars has changed a little bit over the last few years. A lot of the times we'd use parachutes to drop them down, and then they would bounce with a giant airbag. But we're trying something new with the Phoenix lander, and it was very successful, and I can show you why we're doing that and why we're moving towards a different way of getting rockets and explorers to Mars. What's the weather like on Mars? Well, how would you know? Well, for the first time we do know. There's a Canadian experiment on board the Phoenix lander which is taking weather reports. And how do we get things to Mars these days? Well, of course we use rockets, but we're starting to change the way that we actually land on the surface of Mars. How we used to get things there was a very simple system. It was a system of airbags. You've heard of airbags in your car. Well, this was basically an airbag to land on Mars. I'm going to show you how this works. I've got a delicate grade A fresh egg right in the center of our three balloons here. I'm going to drop this from a fairly good height if you were an egg, and we're going to show you what happens when it hits the ground. We let it go, and our egg is safe and sound. Now, this doesn't work for our current missions. Our current missions are using devices which weigh a lot more than our old missions. So the Phoenix lander weighs about 400 kilograms. So if we had that dropped with an airbag, it would explode when it hit the surface of Mars. So for the first time, we're using retro rockets, which is kind of a neat idea because when future missions go to Mars, they're going to be bigger and bigger and bigger. We're going to have to use retro rockets to slow them down before they hit the surface. So if you think about it, not only is the Phoenix lander a neat mission for what it's doing right now, but it's also setting a precursor for new Mars missions. We're testing this new technology, and some of those things are going to be used in future missions to Mars. Now, to learn more about the Phoenix lander and some of the information that it has gathered, or to see if you want to put all your eggs in one basket, come down and visit us here at the HR MacMillan Space Centre. For the Express, I'm Cam Cronin.